day of football news, another day of soccer, big matches that are actually going on for sure, and and big games that have actually happened in the
But
weekend for sure. And one thing, the topics that we're going to cover today for you guys, we will talk about the big wins and shocking results for the weekend, and also major trade and transfer news for that are actually happened to change the football teams as well, and also big injuries that update injury updates, and also what actually happened in the weekend injuries, and also comeback stories, teams that have come back from the leagues as well, from loss, or you think they might be losing, then they come back into the game, and standout player performance. That's where my interest is all about. Standout performance for sure, players that have actually stand out with their teams in the weekend. And for sure, with me is Eddie and also Nana Kwame. And hey, as you all know, your favorite show, Ashili. If you just join us and you are new, welcome to Ashili Sports. Hit the subscription button, like and share the video. Let's go. Oh, this weekend there were a lot of surprises. I don't know where to start from. Uh, Nana Kwame, it looks like Madrid this weekend. What happened to Madrid this weekend? I just don't understand why Madrid could go an important win for them. They bottle it out for sure.
yeah, it's really unfortunate. No one saw that coming. This is a match. This is a must-win match for Madrid, but unfortunately, we got a red card and we had to lose the game. Or sorry, we had to draw the game. And I'll put the blame on Jude Bellingham because I think for some time now he's not been disciplined on the pitch. His reactions to referee decisions has been a little bit overboard. Using swear words and other swear signs is not something a player of his caliber or great players don't do that. If you check history, great players stay to morals of the game. Once or it's rarely do you see players do that, but he's been doing that for some time now, and referees have been ignoring it. And it depends on how a referee feels about it. I think this time he wasn't fortunate. The referee took it personal and you know showed him a red card, and that cost us the game. So that is a lesson for an up and coming Jude Bellingham. He should grow up and act professionally.
So he should go out and act professionally. But do you think without the red card, Madrid could have win the game?
100%.
Eddie,
Actually,
do you think like Jude Bellingham, what he did, was it an offensive word, saying the F word, like by wasn't meaning to get to the referee? Maybe he was just pissed off of himself, or maybe the situation, but not going direct to the referee, and the referee took it as such. Do you think the referee was right in giving him that red card, or it was just because the referee couldn't get the English he was actually talking about?
all right. So in the first place, as we all know, you know, using such profane words in football is not allowed. You know, not only to the referees, or also to your opponent.
Yeah.
Only even to the fans, it's not allowed. So for him to use the F word to be precise, he said "fuck you," but "fuck off." He said "fuck off." Yeah,
And you use
but
F word.
yeah, the F word. That was
we,
yeah,
we
but yeah.
apologize for.
All right, but
Okay.
the referee misunderstood him, so and he got penalized for that. So next time he will mind his speeches on the pitch and off the pitch as well. You know, as you said, he has been undisciplined for some time now. Just behaving anyhow. And as a player of his caliber, he should be able to calm himself down in such situations. And be able to overlook things and focus on winning the game. Playing his football. Giving the fans the excitement we are looking for.
Yeah.
That's his job, but not to always be. As before it was Vinicius who was like kind of a player who would be like trying to piss player off, even the Champions League match against City, he was even pointing to the badge and all this kind of thing. So the other players have to learn from that. If Madrid appeal for that and it's being revoked, it will be good for him. But if the FA doesn't accept, then I think he has to learn things in the hard way. There
Yeah.
are points in life that we have to learn things in the hard way. So he has to, and it affected Madrid in the game. That 1-1 draw affected Madrid. And also, I think a little slight advantage which Madrid got was a lot of clubs on the Spanish league or in the La Liga was a draw throughout. The game that was played on Saturday was a draw throughout, and the game yesterday too was a draw. So I think today that was the Valencia game, and most of the games were a draw. I think more than 4 or 5 games ended the draw. So Barcelona today has the upper hand to probably win the game and move ahead of Madrid and Atletico Madrid. You know, so I think with Madrid aspect, they have to probably step up their game if they want to probably go far. And for uh Jude, that's what it is. He has to pay for it.
With Jude, it is what it is. He has to pay for it. And well, we can Premier League as well. We know what actually transpired. Arsenal actually going away to win their game against Leicester City, 2 goals to nil. Uh, Simon, you could see like was struggling in the first half, but at the second half, Merino actually came in to vindicate Arsenal. Merino scoring brace in that game. What's your take on that game? Because Arsenal, it was a really comeback for Arsenal because I thought they were actually losing that game, or I thought they were drawing that game, but in the end, they just got that 2 goals cushion for them to actually stay on top to fight for the title.
Yeah, Arsenal, it was a game they must win because they are trying to catch up on Liverpool, which at this point in time it's looking impossible. But it's Premier League, anything can happen. So having a poor first half, not converting chances, uh, they had to come back, and the likes of Moreno and
Merino,
Trossard giving assists, beautiful football played into to get their goals needed. I think they deserve the win at the end of the day, and if they keep up this momentum, they can pile up more pressure on Liverpool.
that they can pile off the pressure on Liverpool. But talking about that win, I think Merino actually stand out in that game for Arsenal because this was a midfielder Arteta bought, and there was a lot of controversy about his move because Arsenal needed a striker, and the board and Arteta actually deemed it necessary that a midfielder with his caliber is good for their addition. Eddie, what do you make up of his performance and also Trossard coming in to assist again? It's like he's not been speaking that much.
Mm, all right, so it's a good purchase for I think Arsenal and the Gunners. And for you to be competitive in the EPL, you need players. Game changing players. They will come on. If things are difficult, you bring them on. Then they will change the face of the game. So I think Merino presence in the game. I think in the second half, turned the face of the game. He gave Arsenal I think a solid brace which they were looking for. And anytime Arsenal, they've been one of the clubs, anytime they have the opportunity to even win the league, they will at the end of the day bottle everything out, give away their chances. So winning such a game in a crucial moment like that was what I think was good. And also to Marino, anytime you have a chance in the team like Arsenal, you have to always leave a good remark. So he gave his remark, and I think if he keep up with such performance and giving Arsenal like the goals and the results they are looking for, he might find up his ending up in the I think first 11 of Arsenal. I won't be surprised to see his name in the first even of Arsenal, because now it's been a while. This guy Saka has been silent from the Arsenal squad for some time now due to injury, and he if Arteta tries I think a new lineup and a new like statistics, he might fit in very well, and Arsenal, I think, would be good for Arsenal. I want Arsenal to be very. I want them to be competitive, although I hate them. But for the league to be interesting, we need clubs like them. I don't want to talk of my own club. We are something. We are just like a drama in the league. So kudos to Merino and Ateta and his boys. Yeah. Yeah.
Kudos to Marino and Ateta and the boys. And hey, talking about Ateta and the boys, to be frank with you, Pep Guardiola, no one expected it coming. It's a game of the week for me. I don't know about you guys, but then to win 4 goals to nil against Newcastle United, that actually eliminated Arsenal from the FA Cup. Wow. Wow. They scored win against Arsenal 2 times, eliminated Chelsea from the EFL Cup as well. And now in Etihad Sports Stadium, we all know how like Pep and his team has been faring in the league. They have been losing games recently, even in Etihad Sports Stadium. But for them to pull that magic of a game, 4 goals to nil against Newcastle United. Simon, Nana Kwame, what do you make up of that game? Because for me, it was a standout game for me.
Yeah, it's really stood out because I think based on the recent performances of Newcastle, it was a scare for City to go out against a side with such a performance of late. But the issue with Newcastle is the consistency. They had kept their consistency for some time now, but um, to be a team that can stay on top of the league, you have to do it against the big guys. You know, especially against a team like City, which is struggling this season. You have to prove, but they just lost. I don't know if it was formation. They just lost that morale, and City took over the game with the brilliance of Omar Mamouche, and kudos to that guy. He's rising, and he will soon be a regular starter for City. I foresee that coming.
He will soon be a regular starter for City, and you will see that coming. Talking about, I didn't want to go to Mamouche, but Eddie, what a player, Mamouche, Omar Mamouche. Like all of us have been saying, the Champions League, I thought Mamouche could have started the game. I thought he could have been the master architect to steer the offensive affairs for Pep Guardiola and Manchester City, because when he's playing behind a striker, wow, what a player. But then he didn't start him, and he gave him that opportunity against Newcastle United. The only player who scored hat trick the weekend games for me was Mamouche. Eddie, what do you make up of his standoff performance against Newcastle United? Because I didn't expect that coming from City, not to talk of coming from such a player who just came in from the transfer window and then changed everything completely for City in this game. Because
So
if you had asked me, excuse me, sir, if you had asked me that City will win that game, I would have said no, based on what Newcastle have been going through, or based on what Newcastle United have been like doing in the league, and both domestic and actually the league cups. Before we move on, Barcelona have just scored a goal right now, and it is Lewandowski again who scored the goal for Barcelona. So Barcelona is leading their game.
I think it's a penalty. He converted a penalty.
Yeah, yeah. So, Eddie, what do you think about that game? And if you just join us and you are new, remember to hit the subscription button, like and share the video. And hey, your opinions
Why
are
why
highly
do you
welcome.
why do you give such news when there's a Real Madrid fan on the platform?
Uh, so if there
You are,
was
you are,
Barcelona fan, how about if a
you
Barcelona fan is watching us?
yes, then that is not my business.
Oh, really? Okay, okay. It's not your, it's my business, because I need to give the information out there. So Eddie,
All right,
let's
so
go.
first of all, I think we have to give Pep Guardiola his flowers he deserves. He has been making a solid. Like I don't know the sport the scouting side of Manchester City. Any player they bring in, Pep Guardiola will just lecture them. There will be a different. They will appear to be a different player altogether. Before I didn't know of Mamouche, but his arrival in Manchester City, he's he's everywhere. You know, pundits are talking about him like day in and day out. I think he's now trying to be the key sport of Manchester City. And kudos to him. He's doing very very well. You just have to stay humble, learn from Pep Guardiola. We are not still sure if Pep Guardiola will still continue being the manager of Manchester City at the end of the season. But one thing I would say is, since Mamouche is under Pep Guardiola with this incredible performance, he should just stay humble and learn from the best. With the hat trick, I think it was just superb. It was just brilliant. Kudos to him. To get your first, I think, you just came in, if you just in just uh transfer window, and in February you are getting your first hat trick. The future looks bright for him. He should just keep it up and give City whatever they deserve. So in the game in general, I think Newcastle were not that best. The guys like Alexander Isak, who was involved, I think was on a streak. You know, there are only few players in the Premier League, both former and I think the current, who were able to stay on a consistent like scoring league streak here for like almost 10, 11 constant for 10, 11 games consecutively. But we don't know what happened. He lost everything. Although there's always an end to certain things, but the way Newcastle, they are heading towards. I'm even afraid they might even lose now, because the league, they will be playing I think the FA finals with Manchester City, right?
No, with Liverpool.
With Liverpool. So we start performance against Manchester City. If you're not able to win Manchester City in this point in time, and Liverpool being the title contenders, we start performance. They should find a solution before things are too late. Yeah.
They should.
They always give you the results, give you nice performance, but in the end, they are nowhere to be found. Yeah, just up and down, just like Arsenal, always like this. Always rotating. They're always rotating. Yeah.
So you mean Arsenal is always rotating? Well, let's see. Because
Yeah.
for
Interesting.
me,
That is interesting hearing that from a Manchester United fan.
Abi will soon come to United now. Let's see how whether he will still be smiling like that.
And before you continue, yeah, I think this weekend too, there was one of a fantastic record set by a goalkeeper in the Premier League by Ederson from Manchester City. He has been able to assist six solid times, in different occasions. And I think the previous title holder was, or the record holder was five, I think, from Robinson also. And I think the first goal from Mamouche was assisted by Edison, one of the fantastic goalkeepers of our time. Let me say in the Premier League. He has been in City for, I think, for a couple of seasons now, and he has been the one giving them the results. I think they lifting them, giving them the trophies. If your goalkeeper is not that good, you might consider a lot of goals. With your defense, you might consider a lot of goals, which will prevent you from winning the league. Because if you want to win the league, you have to get a solid defense and a good goalkeeper. And if you have a good goalkeeper like Edison, who can, if at a point in time, give you an assist, my guy, yeah, he has that one. He has that one. So kudos to him, and yeah, well done.
Kudos
We
to
look forward
him
to see more.
and well done, and we want to see more for sure. But looking at things in the Premier League, it looks like I don't know the game that actually surprised me the most. Like when I'm not talking about results or performance wise, but what surprised me most was Fulham against Nottingham Forest. I was expecting Nottingham Forest to actually go ahead to win this game, but Fulham walloped Nottingham Forest by 2 goals to nil at home. Nottingham Forest are on the third position of the league table. and for Fulham to come in there to actually get that win. See, Nana Kwame, what do you make up of that game?
Um,
Because
I'll say
Nunes,
it's a game of, uh, I won't say so good teams, but I'll say a game of two average teams who, on a good night, can beat any big team in the Premier League. So when such teams come against each other, it's also it becomes an open game, and whoever takes their chances rightly is going to come out victorious. So that was how the game came about, and Nottingham couldn't make their chances. So Fulham took advantage of this, and that brought about the result. That shouldn't let us forget the powerful attacking force of Nottingham Forest, with the likes of Elanga, Hudson Odoi, and their top scorer. I've forgotten his name slightly. If you
Chris
could
Wood.
remind me.
Chris Wood.
Chris Wood, yes, thank you. So that is how the game came about, and still this I see Nottingham Forest still picking up the pieces or some lessons from that game and getting back on track. I foresee them maintaining their position in the top four.
But do you think they can play Champions League football next season?
Not really, but they can qualify for it. But to play to the standard, because Champions League comes with experience. If without the experience, and the thing about Champions League is it becomes an extra game. So as a team, it becomes new for you to adjust playing probably, let's say, 50 games in a season. Then all of a sudden you have to play extra 16, or then your team now has to adjust in how you train your players and adjust to playing Premier League and playing Champions League at the same time. So all these factors, considering that is where the experience of the Champions League comes in. So that is why newly recruited Champions League or newly qualified teams for Champions League don't really go that far, because they are yet to adjust to how to play more games in a season, which they are not used to. Yeah.
Wow, which they are not used to. Ah, that's actually interesting for sure. And looking at the Saturday's games, we could see like a lot of games where Bournemouth have also won 3 goals to 1 against Southampton away from home. And there are a lot of games that actually happen on Wednesday, on that Saturday as well. But the surprise most is also Atlanta actually drawing 0-0 against Cagliari. So we were expecting Atlanta to actually go ahead to win that game, but then it didn't actually happen. And Premier League on Sunday was a cracker for sure. We saw the likes of teams like Liverpool once again put their superiority on top of the Premier League table by winning 2 goals to 1 against Wolves, and the likes of Luis Diaz, who actually didn't last game, their last game, Luis Diaz didn't actually do much in that game, but then this game he came on to get that opener for Liverpool against Wolves. And then Mo Salah himself actually scored the goal. Before we go to Mo Salah, because Mo Salah alone, the kind of things he's doing now is something else. Eddie, what do you make up of Luis Diaz performance, standout performance against Wolves, and then Liverpool winning that game?
All right, so I think for Luis Diaz, he's one of the strikers in Liverpool. Also, anytime he's called upon, he tries to always deliver. He's not one of the consistent strikers in Liverpool, but as in the point of difficulties, when he's given the chance or call upon, he shows his capabilities and shows what he can also deliver on the pitch. And their game against Newcastle, he had the opportunity to give, I think, Liverpool the lead they were looking for. One of the toughest club that we sometimes we oversee is Wolves. If you are playing against Wolves, it's difficult to play against, but for Liverpool to get a comfortable feat and a comfortable win, a solid 3 points. And either 3 points from them, I'll give Luis Diaz, I think, the credits he deserves I, by giving Liverpool the lead. The game, I think a lot transpired in the game, a lot transpired because after Luis Diaz getting, I think, the goal, Mohamed Salah, as you said, also got the additional goal by converting the penalty. But later part of the game, things became very difficult for Liverpool. You know, Kuncha, one of the top strikers this season from Wolves, pull out one, but I think things were too late for them to probably convert everything or equalize all their two goals. So things they were not lucky on that side. But with Liverpool, now I think they have 60 points, you know, at the table leaders. They are now the most like the favorites to win the league, and they should just keep it up. Yeah, they should just keep it up, and at the end of the season, and it's slot his first, you know, job as a manager in Liverpool will be able to help Liverpool lift the trophy. Aside their former manager, Jordan Klopp. Yeah, so that's what it is.
It is what it is. Nana Kwame, take us to Mo Salah. He has been absolutely outstanding in this Liverpool side, and he has scored one goal again, making his total goals for the season or for Premier League 22 goals. And he's the leading goal scorer in that game. What do you make up of his game for sure?
Mo Salah is outstanding, and it's not it's nothing to doubt about. There's nothing to doubt about his game. The problem I'm having with the case with Mo Salah is the contract being going to, like, he getting the pay uh, slip which he deserves. And I said it here that Mo Salah is going to prove himself on the pitch, and Liverpool will be forced to extend his contract. And that is exactly what he's doing on the pitch, proving wonders, proving us game after game after game that he's a valuable player for Liverpool. And with the momentum, with the chemistry that is building in this team, if you take Mo Salah out of this team, you are going to dismantle, or you're going to spoil that chemistry. So it's best to do what is best for your best player so that the team's momentum can go on. Finding a replacement for Mo Salah is not an easy thing to do. So on that side of the transfer news or contracts side of things, Liverpool should see how valuable, or Mo Salah will keep on reminding Liverpool how valuable he is.
Mo Salah will keep on reminding Liverpool how valuable he is, and surely they are on top of the Premier League for like how many days now? We cannot even count, and that shows how Annie Slot is doing quite perfectly in this football club for sure. They were on top of the Champions League group stages for about like I did top it till the finals. So let's see how this is gonna end up for sure. Wow, Manchester United.
All right, so before you move to Manchester United, I would like to also comment on, I think, Mohamed Salah's record is, I think, the magic he's doing this season. I think with the Salala or the Wahala concerning his contract renewal, you know, he, as he said in one of his interviews, that for this his only focus is probably to win. I think the EPL. So it's been a long time since Liverpool lifted the EPL, and he would like to motivate the guys to lift it once again. But one thing is the reason why he has not been able to renew his contract is he want to, I think, move into like a different adventure, into maybe a different league, maybe in the Bundesliga, or in the how do you call it, the Liga, or any other league that he will find interest in. So he want to probably win the league for Liverpool for the last time. That. So I think this we are not witnessing here, but this might be his last dance in the Premier League. So we should just use this opportunity to witness Salah in the Premier League once and for all. Yeah, this might be his last dance.
This must be his last dance for sure. And Nana Kwame, Manchester United. I'm not going to start with Eddie, or I should start with Eddie and see what he's going to, because the way he was actually smiling like with other teams, no, I didn't actually get it. Eddie, Amorim for
Huh?
Manchester United against Tottenham. Tottenham that was giving goals to everyone. The game was exciting for me, though. I don't know about you, because the only player who came on top of that game was Madison. And Madison, after the game, he made mention that, oh, one man can make a difference, and surely one man has made a difference in that game. What was United performance? What do you made up of their performance on that game? Because I just don't understand. You score a team like 3 goals to nil in the first leg of this fixture, then you go and then you lost that game. Things are not actually going the way
You
Amorim
know,
actually said.
Manchester United as a whole, Amorim as an individual, and the EPL as also as a league. We are like this. You know, we are going wayward. Everyone is going there. Everyone is running their own direction. It is, to be frank with you, as a Manchester United fan, yeah, I'm very sad. You know, day in and day out, the trauma and everything. It's not easy, but we have to. Things have to change as soon as possible. In that game, even if when I saw our bench, I was very sad. Because it was only one senior player whose name was I think in the substitute, which was very, very sad. And he did, like, there was no substitution in the game all until the, I think, later part of the game, which he brought in a junior player, I think, or this Nigerian guy or so. He brought in that guy in, but things were too late. Although Manchester United tried their possible best to equalize and probably take on to win the game, but it didn't happen. Everything was just a fantasy. But Onana, as a goalkeeper, stood up. I think was one of the best on the pitch for me. He was able to probably make some couple of saves to reduce the goals, because if it had not been him, United could have conceded like even 2 or 3 goals. Manchester United. There's a lot to talk about it, so I'll just let my brother just take it from here. There.
You don't have the heart to actually continue. Okay, see, Nana Kwame, what's up? United didn't actually perform in that game. For surely, I was expecting United to win that game, but it was another comeback from Tottenham, because we all know for the past few games it didn't go well for Tottenham, but for them to actually win that game at home, 1-0 was something for them.
To be honest with you, I'm lacking words. I'm beginning to lack words to in talking about Manchester United, and the person I pity the most is Amorim, because he carries the burden, he carries the blame. And this guy, match after match, the press questions him, puts questions, like, difficult questions to him, and he finds ways. He's a good, communicator or speaker, so he always has something to say, and he says it with his chest. But when the results are also not being produced, then you become short of words as a manager. It's ridiculous. Manchester United loses Ahmad Diallo, and the attack looks different. Manchester United gets a new, how will I say, let's say a wing back player who Amorim stated that this guy fits his play, so they got him for his squad, but we are not seeing any improvement. So the question comes: is it the player, or is it the players, or the coach? the team, let's I think it's high time the board of Manchester United, their board of directors should sit down and realize that for the past seasons they've been changing coaches. They've almost maintained 50% of the players they've had since the time of Ole Gunnar
Only
Solskjaer
gonna social.
down to, I can't even mention I this Austrian coach now. I or I don't know
Eric
how.
Ten Hag, ATH,
E- Eric Ten Hag.
Eric Ten Hag,
Before even Ten Hag, this
This
interim
guy,
coach
Ranik.
Carrick.
Ragnick,
Ranik.
yeah. So to Van Nistelrooy has also had his own share.
His own share,
Yeah.
yeah. Even
So
was the former United player who this guy Ole Gunnar Solskjaer left and he also took over. I think he won 2 goals. Is it one Eddie, one of the Manchester United former player who was assisting Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and then when they sacked Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he also
oh
came
okay,
in.
yeah.
So he
Yeah, that's true. Carrick,
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 yes.
yeah.
Michael
Can
Carrick.
you imagine, bro? We can list, and even before Ole, Mole, is it Moles? Moyes had his fair
Moyes,
share of
David
Man
Moyes,
United.
yeah.
So you've been changing coaches. Now let's
But
try something else. Let's change the players. Some players, half of that team, I will not even have 70% of that team should be sent away to bring new players. And you know, the funny thing is, Manchester United, through this tour, hard times, they've had the opportunity to make these changes, to buy players and get them into these positions to make, like, just to refresh their team. But they still go back to the coach, putting the blame on every coach that comes, every coach. So are you telling me all this, let's say the 6 coaches we've mentioned, you are telling me none of them is good? Is that what we are saying, including Amorim? No, that obviously is not the case. You can't tell me all these 6 coaches are not top coaches. Let's take Carrick out. Let's take Van Nistelrooy. Let's take just these 2 play. But the other coaches, I can say, are coaches of high standard. But Man United is looking at the wrong direction. So I'm hoping that the next transfer window, probably at the end of this season, getting when the holidays comes and the new season is starting, I hope Man United will learn from their lessons and get new players, make trades that they have to make, sack who they have to sack, and bring in players. You know, players have come on board as free on the market, and it's like I'm like, Man United, why are you getting this play? Why are you not getting this? Sadio Mane came out as a free agent or as a free player. I felt Man United could have done something and gotten Sadio Mane into their team. Martin Styles, nothing. Players have come on board. So I don't know. I lack words, but it's unfortunate. I've also said a lot.
Yeah, but after the game, after the game, the post-match conference of Ruben Amorim, he made mention that he is much particular into the position of current Manchester United in the league table than him being sacked. Eddie, like, what do you think is going through his mind as a new coach? We all knew when he was coming in. We said like he's coming in there at that time. Wasn't the time that he should have been coming in. They should have allowed the season to end. Then they will let Eric Ten Hag go.
Yeah,
Then
actually,
bring
he
him in.
requested for that.
Then he go
He,
for preseason and all that.
yeah,
But then for him to come at mid-season in the crisis of the team and right now could not actually hold it. And after the press conference, he made mention he's worried about the team position than him being sacked. Do you think it's an indication or a signal to the fans or to the board of being maintained till the next season?
Now things are critical for Manchester United at this point in time. As him being the manager, if you sack him now, there will be another club who will be interested to get him. So I think that's one thing we should also consider. He is good because although his few stays in Manchester United, we've not seen so much of him because we've almost lost like almost 20 something games. Like, since he came here, I think we've only won like four like few games, And he is, as he always, my brother just said, he know how to talk to the press, you know how to like convince, how to. He's good with the press and everything. And one thing we should now we are on the 15th position of the table, and gradually United is sinking. You have now there is only I think Wolves and let
Yeah,
me
there's
just
West Ham and Wolves. Yeah.
West Ham and Wolves, and sure we are already into the relegation zone, So if West Ham and Wolves start to pick points, United we keep on losing you know, things will be critical for There might not be as we are all here like talking and laughing, but it will be very, very sad to see Manchester United going on relegation. A great club like Manchester United, to be going on relegation. How will it be? How will the topic be? So now one thing I will advise the players, to do is just a win is a win. Doesn't matter how you play, but just go in for the win. It's very, very important. That's one thing the players should be doing now. Don't think about playing a good football or doing any other sort of thing. Just go for the points. That's the most important thing. Like for you play against Tottenham, you try up the the desire or the zeal to get the goal or to get the win wasn't much there. Now I think they might not even feel, but if you are in the red zone and it becomes very difficult for you to even get a draw. That's now I think the best thing is either the Harry Maguire or what's the name? Bruno Fernandes. I think they are mature, they are good players, They can go to Amorim. Guy, now things are not working. What should we do? What should we try? Or it can be a vice versa. Amorim going to the players, guys. Now things are not working. Things are critical for us. What can we do to change our state in the league? you know. And now our next game is with Everton. And now Everton is one of the difficult sides to play against like in, in for some couple of I think weeks now. You know, they're also trying to improve. So if you lose that game again, where is the stand of Manchester United? Things are getting worse and worse, and each and every single day. And now we gave our player, I think Anthony, to Real Betis, and now see what he's doing over there. Scoring and assisting. He's been man of the match for three times. You know, see all these things are not working. So I think the players have to come together. The board and everything have to come together. They have to work hand in hand. If not, I'm sorry. This thing you're saying here, yeah, you might be online, but you won't see me in this red shirt.
Emotions. Emotions. Well, balance is just saying like that Man U is finished in Premier League, not talk about Champions League football.
Now, this is not the point to think of Champions League football because with 29 points, on the 15th position with the games left, my brother, even if we had to win all our games,
No chance, bro.
no chance. So now, what we want to do now is just to stay away from relegation, just to
That
move
is
a
what you should
bit,
fight for, yeah.
yeah, to come a bit up. If we are able to play any league, to be I think in the conference league or the Europa League, is fine. That's all what we are trying to avoid, just to move out from that position. That's all we are playing for. The next season, you find our stand in the league.
Yeah, I think Manchester United not qualifying for any European league or league outside of
Premier
EPL
League.
would be good for the team in terms of next season. I think it will be a time for them to rebuild. So it will be best for them if they don't qualify. In my opinion, I think that would be a time they can use to get things in order. That's next
A
season.
team that
And
want to
if
win the Europa League, they want to win the Europa and play Champions League next season. Now you are hoping like they.
No, actually,
that is
don't.
that is not even going to happen. it's they are just fantasizing. To me, it's fantasy because, bro, it's not going to happen.
Actually, don't get him wrong. Although aside our performance in the Premier League, we are still in, I think, the Europa League, yeah,
Mhm.
and I think one more. Which league is that? I think, yeah, the Europa League, yeah.
And FA
No,
Cup, yeah, you're also in FA Cup
FA Cup
FA
as well.
Cup, they've eliminated them all.
Yeah, we are out of the FA Cup.
against. No, I think yeah, you're still in FA Cup.
They,
Yeah, Manchester United is still in FA Cup.
it's still in FA Cup. So it's League Cup that they okay, yeah, League Cup, I think so.
So we are still in this. We are still in these two tournaments, But now, what the percent that Manchester United is going to win? Although for the past season that we say, oh, at least, although we don't play our best, but we come out with winning the trophy, winning that, winning the FA Cup, doing this, doing that, you know. But now things are very, very critical. If you keep on with this performance, we might we might lose all this I think these trophies, and things will be. If I'm to talk of Manchester United, actually, we can talk to the end of the or end of this live station, and there will still be something to talk about. So I think let's
Okay,
proceed.
so
Yeah.
let's proceed. Let's proceed. Nana, James Madison, actually, we all saw his standout performance against United in that game. And I think he's the player who has stand out for that game because scoring that goal was massive. And him coming back from injury, starting that game, and giving Tottenham that kind of performance was incredible for me. What do you make up of him? Because I just feel like Madison is a player who has not been lucky in like English football or English among English players because he's so good, clinically very good, but he has not been able to get that name into the English football or into the English squad. What do you make up of his performance against United? Because I thought he has done marvelously well, and he was my man of the match. And he mentioned that one man can change or one man can make the difference, and he has actually made a difference in that game.
Yeah, I agree with your praise for Madison. He's one of the players in Tottenham that when he's missing, you feel like, no, this is going to be a bad day for this team, both attacking and defensive wise. So I'm not surprised him being the hero of that game and also being, you know, saying that one person can change a game, and that's true. So I just feel that, with his level of IQ and performance, Man U and the team, sorry, a team like Tottenham is kind of pressing up or compromising his capabilities. If Madison is to find himself in a team that is in form, you would see him even higher than what he's doing. So yeah, he really deserves
So
his
Edward,
flowers.
yeah, he really deserves his flowers. Edward said, man, you.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of behind Man U.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of behind the no, there's a lot. Then he also said, I hope we change the situation as soon as possible. Well, we all hope so because big club actually not performing. It doesn't make the league very, very interesting. But for them, we also hope that they come back easily. I have laughed enough. It's time for me to also cry. Chelsea, Brighton, or Brighton, Chelsea. Uh, to be frank with you, that game was just a hula baloo for Chelsea. A poor out performance from Chelsea, and I think this was a game that Maresca himself actually said that since he has taken over, that was his best what do you call it, his last performance or the poorest performance he has ever encountered in the league for sure. So Eddie, what do you make up of Chelsea performance against Brighton in the Brighton Community Sports Stadium or American Express stadium.
How do you feel? How did you feel after a game?
I feel very bad, and I was very
Because
Bro,
sad
question.
because how can Chelsea, the whole Chelsea, play a game against any other team, not United, not Arsenal, not Liverpool, not even London Derby, not
Chelsea,
Madrid, and not
Chelsea.
getting a shot, a
shot
single
on
shot
target.
on target. I was really, really sad.
Chelsea is the April Fool of the season, bro.
Bro, that's what I wanted him to say. You
No, the fact is, I
it's
was really sad. Like, I was really sad. That performance, believe me, that was the worst performance I could see Chelsea perform since 2019.
I
Chelsea is the
know.
April Fool of his season.
Yeah, I think I saw this thing come since you guys were not able to win against Manchester City. That could have been a turning point to boost the morale of the guys.
Exactly,
All
exactly.
all clubs were winning against Manchester City. So you guys, when you in that game too, you guys were very good, very, very like you got the lead. But at the end things turned out to be like to be a bad day, and afterwards the guys haven't been themselves. And with Nicolas Jackson also being sidelined due to injury. So I think it's a whole lot surrounding Chelsea. The guys have to, I think, now come together again. And before they were even ahead of Manchester City, like on the fourth,
On second, chasing the league.
yeah,
Talk about
So
the
that
fourth.
was when they could have, they could have give a very competitive, you know, games, to fight head to head with I think Liverpool and also Arsenal. And I think with Bournemouth and all this other team, Nottingham Forest. But now Chelsea is nowhere to be found, losing 3 goals to 0 against Brighton, who is nowhere to even be found in the I think the first seven. You know,
I did that one there. Let's see. Are you telling me that Brighton are not among the first seven?
check your time, check your table.
Yeah, it's true.
Yes. Hey, then we are
Brighton is
really.
10th on the table.
10th on the table.
I thought they
And
were winning games, pal.
For Chelsea to lose against them 3 goals and without even a single shot on target. Oh God, Chelsea just a funny club. Yeah, they're just a
April
funny
Fool.
club.
April
Yeah,
Fool.
April Fool 2025. Yeah.
Chelsea. Chelsea
Uh-huh.
pulled a
Football
surprise at the
love.
start of the season.
Uh,
Sorry.
go on, go on.
Chelsea pulled a surprise at the start of the season. Like, it's just like we say it's like a race and we say start and you see one with energy, fire, they are going. Like, you see that this team, the way they are going, no, they are going to win the race. Then somewhere in the middle of the race, they start slowing down.
Tiredness, fatigue,
Fatigue.
burnout.
So burnout, everything. That is what Chelsea is doing. At a point, everyone was saying, "Man, this Chelsea is back, and Chelsea is looking like they are going to have a big position in the top four." And all of a
But the top four
sudden,
is not still out for Chelsea. Do you think it's out? Chelsea is really out of the top four. No.
it's not out. But with the kind of performances you are producing, if you don't find that form we saw earlier in the season, then there's no hope for you. You
And
also
and
pull an Europa position or something.
yeah, and I just believe that if there's no hope for us in the Champions League, then there's no
Because
hope for Maresca actually maintaining the club.
and that's a surprise to me because this guy was doing really good. So I don't know what switch he went to touch for something like, I don't know, things just change automatically, like
No,
turning on a light bulb. It's
yeah,
so surprising. And let's remind ourselves, after this hat trick, City, City is a team. The end of the season is for City. Let's get to know that City, they can have whatever season they want, but they finish the season well. So City getting a place to find themselves in the top four, I don't see them losing it anymore. After this hat trick, it's going to boost their morale for the Premier League, and they are coming for everyone. City always find a way to finish the Premier League well. they can go decide just to go 10 games straight and surprise us. So I don't see Chelsea, unless maybe Nottingham Forest also disappoints, then Chelsea can have a place there.
Well, this was just a bad performance for Chelsea at the weekend. Believe you me,
Not just, it's
the,
been.
no. But what I mean is, like, for instance, we didn't expect ourselves to be fighting, like, be in the second position, be in the what and what. Even the starting of the season wasn't so good for us because against City we lost that game, and we played the second game in Stamford Bridge again. We drew to Newcastle. I said Newcastle United, Crystal Palace. You see, and then they pick up. Then everything started
Yeah,
changing.
that is where your flopping started,
But
actually.
sometimes to when you are dealing with young players like that, at the by the end of this, because none of them have actually played a full, like, I haven't seen a player among them who has played a full season. So sometimes when it gets to the end, they flop, they are tired, they are exhausted. That is what we call inexperience. Because when it comes to this stage of the competition, you need experienced players who could actually carry the team as well. We don't have a single experienced player.
Are you saying I've not played a full season in Premier League or in their previous leagues or ever
In
in their
Premier
life?
League, like full season in Premier League, which player among
Yeah,
them?
most of your players are new, so yeah.
So sometimes it's expected, but I didn't expect it to be such worst performance against Brighton. Like defensively, zero. Midfield wise, one. Striking, -2. I could not even believe that in Kunku, that we always pray that the coach left him out because Nicolas Jackson is not scoring. Nicolas Jackson is not scoring. And Kunku was like started the game. You couldn't see what he was doing in the game. He was playing 10 in the beginning. Then it was like he was dropping too much. He was mixing that position with what's the name? Cole Palmer. Then in the second half or getting to the end, he was asked to strike. Then you see him at the wings. I don't know what he was actually doing. And offensively, I don't know. Nicolas Jackson absence actually make me feel like he was doing a lot. We didn't have anyone to fight like at the front three for us. No player. And then at the end of the day, Madueke, who was trying at the wing side, crossing balls in and all that, got injured in the few minutes to the game. And that made Chelsea situation worse in the game. And I think Maresca need to change something. Other than that, if Chelsea do not qualify for the Champions League, I think it's going to be over for us. Eddie.
In that game, Chelsea, Nana Kwame, you know what? Chelsea were like, oh, let's play beautiful football. Let's play ticket taka. Let's possess the game. We are too good. We can win the game later. Like by the time they realized they were done by 3 goals to 0. We are even a single shot on target. When you take the possession, I was amazed to see Chelsea like to play over more than 60% of the game possession, to possess
No,
more than
Wow.
even
60%.
there was a time within 10 minutes we were able to play 98 ball possession within
Wow.
10 minutes. But then
And at the end of
offensively,
the game, to concede
Wow.
3 goals to 0 without even waiting a single
no
shot on
football there
target, man.
they played,
Ah,
but giving away chances offensively was zero, and even midfield wise was one because it was because of Caicedo. I'm giving one because he was making a lot of tackles, and then but wow, Brighton Baliba, or how do they call him, that Baliba guy? Believe me, he's a good player. The
Yeah, yeah,
guy
yeah, yeah.
was
Yeah.
destroying play makes
That
like
guy
like
has technique on the
like he
ball.
was drinking water. It's just like when Caicedo was in Brighton. He's just the replacement of Caicedo. And Caicedo, believe me, Caicedo has been good under this coach. He has been marvelous. But when you look at statistically or statistics, Caicedo has been the standout of midfielder among midfielders in Premier League. But Baliba, that particular game, I don't want to say. I'm speechless.
yeah, this I think Brighton have some single out players. For instance, Mitoma, you know, and uh this other then Welbeck,
Mm-hmm. Welbeck's a
and
good striker.
yeah, and also Mintao da Minte. like
Minter,
this
Minter
guy,
now.
you know.
Minte.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have some single players in their squad there. When they have a good day, like a very good day, actually, don't go there.
No,
You know, the
but
work
the
has
thing
been
is,
like, yeah,
it's not like, believe me,
he's always in the front. You
Eddie,
know, you don't always see his like much
Eddie,
involved in the game,
believe
but
me,
when you
you.
get the chance, you see the assistant on his scoring. This like
Believe
later
me,
in the
you.
season.
The only goal that I could not blame Chelsea defense too much was the Mitoma goal, because that
Mm-hmm.
one was from a keeper direct. Yeah, it was, and he was running with the defender, that is Chaluba, and then
Mm-hmm.
the technique he controlled the ball, because he wasn't looking at the ball on top, oh, and the way he controlled the ball,
You
his
guys have
first
today.
control, and the way he turned the ball, Chaloba could not do anything. And the way he plays the ball, the keeper had no right to get the ball. I don't know whether you get
Yeah,
what I
that's
mean.
one.
The keeper had no right to get the ball. And subsequently, the defensively was just worse. Minta goal, no, was keeper bounce back, could not, then he play it in. The second goal Minta to score, no, you could see like defensively was very, very poor. And I think Chelsea too, I don't want to complain about injuries, because we had a lot of players. We have a lot of players in several positioning. So it was just a, a poor performance out of the boys. So for me, and I think it's fatigue, because Cole Palmer, you look at Cole Palmer lately, firing is a problem, because he has been the guy who has been started. But that game, no, I could not see Cole Palmer,
How,
and
how,
his passes.
when was the last time you even saw Kopama's name on the score sheet?
No, but I think the past two games, if he will score, but then we will not get the this. He scored like 2 games ago or so. But then you cannot always be looking at for one player in that particular year. It's something that I cannot condone.
No,
And
I can now. I can bet on just lose next game. Yeah, we can
Chelsea
bet
to
on
lose
that.
next
Just
game.
to lose.
This guy is not serious. Chelsea to lose next game. If Chelsea lose next game, then we might sack the coach before the season even
Yeah, I
ends
know
for
Chelsea.
sure.
They don't delay with that.
No. Even
You
even I'm not even done with that, because there is going to be a strike coming. I think it's 28th February or 20 something February, 25th. I can't remember. Chelsea fans are going to strike for these owners, because they've really turned the club to business. A lot of fans are not actually happy with the current situation of Chelsea, because we are used to winning. We are used to taking trophies, and then nowadays, the only signing that you could see a 17-year-old boy who is doing well for future, an 18-year-old boy who is doing well for future, 15-year-old boy who is doing well for future. What about now? I just don't get
actually,
it.
actually,
Yeah,
is talking right
easy,
down from
easy,
the heart.
easy. Yeah,
Of course.
easy.
Like
This is
I
personal.
just don't get it.
Chelsea's plan ahead. Yeah,
It's
Chelsea's plan
personal.
ahead.
So I am strongly in favor of what the
The
fans
future is
are about.
bright, bro.
Yeah, the future
That's
is
all you
bright.
Future,
should
Yeah,
which
you should
future?
know.
yeah,
If
for the
now
future,
The
if
for
your
the
future is
future.
bright.
Yeah,
nah now
yeah.
now okay, let me tell you one thing.
For
Now
10 years
we
time.
bought
Yeah, for the
this
future.
Italian midfielder. What was the name? This recently he was even playing for Chelsea in the what do you call it? In the Conference Cup. Now he has gone. They sold him to Italy. Now, the guy we just bought. What was the name from Belgium? That left back player that we bought. What was? I mean, I'm even forgetting, because I'm so angry. I'm so angry at them that I cannot even
Easy, easy,
remember
easy.
players' name. He went to what do you call it? He has been loaned to Juventus. Yesterday, look at the kind of performance he was performing against Inter in Juve. So you could actually see. We have comments coming in from the Normality channel with Raleigh Taylor. Eddie, you remember Raleigh Taylor?
Yeah, remember the
Yes,
Taylor.
Raleigh Taylor, you are highly welcome. Thank you very much for joining in. Hey, Ashili, please do send the link. Okay. Raleigh Taylor want me to send him link. Well, in okay, let me send you the link to join. So I don't actually understand what is really going on with Chelsea. It's really bad. It's really bad for
It
Chelsea
shall be
this
well. It shall be well. It shall be well. It shall be well. Yeah. It will be hard. We know that the road will be muddy
What is
and
Eddie
rough,
talking
but
about?
Bro,
we will get
better than
there.
planning for the future, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Actually,
yeah. It's good to
No,
plan for the
the
future.
future is bright, so stay calm.
no, it's
Mhm.
not about being bright.
Yeah, it will be
It's
hard,
not
but Chelsea
about
will
being.
get there.
The
Chelsea will
thing
be
is,
Chelsea.
if you are selling buying those players you said for future, look at this guy they bought, that Brazilian they bought some few days ago, some 2 seasons ago. They said he was going to start last season. They finally loaned him out, and then now to Strasbourg, now no, they are considering selling him because he's performing very well and his market value have increased. So you see why we are actually suffering here. Ah, I don't know, but Eddie, what do you make up of Nkunku performance though? Because me, I think he didn't
Nkunku for me
actually
is a big
do me
surprise
very well.
because the performance he was pulling in Leipzig was out of this world. So to come to Chelsea and you see nothing, probably it's because of the standard of EPL. That tells you EPL is a whole different ball game together.
Yeah, I think in Chelsea, he's still not connected to the style of play. Let me say it that way. Because in Leipzig, he was one of the best among in Leipzig, and in Chelsea, like you can't even describe him in the league. If you're talking of one of the like the top midfielders in the league, his name might not even be among the top 10.
Raleigh Taylor,
It's
you have okay. Let me
it's it's,
Raleigh
it's a
Taylor, you
bit
have to
it's a
chat
bit
me
sad,
on TikTok.
but you know, you should. But one thing we shouldn't forget is Enzo Maresca early this season also stated that he has a new manager on board. He's not his focus is not to win the league. His focus is to build the club, for like next season or for the upcoming seasons. And with such remark, it gives the players such mentality, even if they are playing to win, if they are playing, like, oh, now we have a new manager. Since he said we are not focusing to winning the title, let's sometimes it's it's deprive the morale of the players. You always you have to fight for the title. You don't have to say, oh, now you.
Eddie, that one I'm not sure is a problem because we always knew that even if we
Mm,
are not fighting for the title,
mm,
but for Champions League spot,
mm,
we should be there. I
mm,
think it's just a fatigue from the boys, inexperience, a lot
mm,
of like. To be frank with you, for me, I just don't understand what is really going on with Chelsea. But whatever is going on, we must get a bottom to it. And that's why the fans are trying to rally out this coming to actually
Yeah,
let
the
the
sales are the
owners know
sales are
that
too
this
much. The
is
sales
not
are
the
too
Chelsea
much.
we used to know.
You have
We
a
are
lot
a
of
club,
academy boys, but you will still go ahead and buy players, young players. You bring
young
them on
players,
board.
and at the
They
end of
won't.
the day,
They
you
will.
are
They won't.
selling.
At the end of the day, they won't get playing time. They will be there. Chelsea will be paying them. They will loan them. It's a whole lot. Chelsea is now turning to be like academy club. Or the academy team. Or the, let me say, these academy clubs. They will just bring in players, 500 players. I don't. Let's see if the transfer market opens again. Chelsea will be tied to every single player. They want every single player. They want to buy everything, but they will bring them.
But this
They won't even
transfer
use
window,
them.
Chelsea didn't go into the market.
But check the number of the players you guys had.
We
Check
we have offload players and we didn't buy players.
that. Now you are telling me, so you are now here telling me that it's fatigue and the club is doing business. So you have these players there.
That's
So instead of you to make use of them, you brought them in, loaning them
Raleigh
out,
Taylor.
and now you're telling Ashili, come
Raleigh
on.
Taylor chat me on on X because I didn't actually get you. I tried to search you on X to send you the link, but I didn't get you. So you can chat me on X.
Now,
But Eddie, when you heard
yeah,
my submission,
it's a whole lot. It's a whole lot actually.
Eddie, when you
Check,
heard
check.
my submission, I said that like
Mm.
usually, how am I going to put it? Okay, send via chat. No, reality, I can't send it on chat. A lot of people will. I don't want people to just come in like that. So just text me on the then I'll send it to you. So Eddie, it's a whole lot. So for me, I think it's something that I cannot I cannot condone. But then let's see how this is gonna work out.
Yes.
Hmm. So our next topic is I think a lot of players, some players actually got injured in the season for in the weekend for sure. A player like Madueke got injured in Chelsea game against Brighton. I think is something serious, and Jackson is also out for sure, and things are not actually going to work very well for Chelsea unless we change tactics and to favor other players. Because sometimes you can have a player, the player is not performing it's because of the coach tactics that is not favoring the player for sure. So let's see how this is gonna work out again. But Eddie, there are a couple of news for sure, but then I still want that we'll go to the Premier League prediction, the Champions League prediction for very soon, not too much. There was Chido Obi, a record-breaking Man United teenager, strength, weakness, and career so far has been good. He had an opportunity to play against Tottenham when he came on. When he came, actually, when United bought him, we're actually seeing some glimpses about him. But then he has featured for Manchester United. What do you make up of his featuring?
I think as
I think you bought
being
him from Arsenal. He was a young player from Arsenal. It's also for future, well, not Chelsea, who only bought for future. United are also buying for future.
okay, okay. But at least if you're given the opportunity to play to have his debut, Chelsea will buy players. They might not even future. You only see their name that they are Chelsea players. But at the end of the day, the next time you go to search them, they will be loaned to other clubs. So kudos to him. As an African, when I saw that name, Chido Obi, I was like, oh, you know, to play for Manchester United at this young age is a plus for him. Now one thing Amorim is trying to do is now he's trying to like you just like this playing all the players around. So for him to
What
to get
is
the
it? Chess?
now, but my brother, check the lineup, check the lineup. The substitute. It was like all like junior team players. So for him to get, I think it's good for him, and I want to see more from him. Maybe in the next game he might get the playing time, or as time goes on, he might get the playing time. And if it keeps on like that, he might turn out to be like Kobe Manu, one of our solid midfielders. So yeah, I just wish him all the best. It's just that.
It's just that what?
Yeah, I just wish him all the best. I just he
Okay,
came he
well,
came
let's
he
see.
came
Because
he came on to take Casemiro off to replace Casemiro. The game was already coming to an end. Although it was a debut for him, he got the chance to showcase his, you know, that he's also a Manchester United player. So I pray and hope that he will get like enough playing time, to showcase his talent to help. Now we want our players to help because now things are getting out of hand. So if you are part of the team, Zusammenarbeit. Yeah, immer. Yeah, that's what you
so
want.
this weekend, this midweek Champions League, I think Bayern Munich is facing Celtic, and then the game against Bayer Leverkusen, Hurricane was knocked, and then he was not feeling quite well. Company is worried about Hurricane fitness against Celtic because they know Celtic attack is very, very, very difficult. So, Nana Kwame, what do you make up of that? Do you think Hurricane absence could affect Bayern Munich in going into the Champions League?
Yeah, I think not really. Not really. Celtic proved themselves at home that they can also show something in the attacking side of on the attacking side of the field. But coming to the Allianz Arena is a whole different story. Yeah, and the absence of um, Hurricane wouldn't be a problem for Bayern. I think they are going to pile up the pressure on Celtic and at the end of the day get the results that they need.
At the end of the day, get the results that they need. Eddie, what do you make up of that game, Bayern versus Leverkusen, in that? Because you are always Leverkusen fan, and then they bottle it to draw.
Well, it was an interesting game. The Leverkusen were the better side. Anytime they play, they play to win the game. Even until like the referee whistle for game over, they are always fighting, 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 fighting. Got a couple of chances, but they weren't able to convert them. So Leverkusen did their best, but the Bayern side tried to take the game to, I think, to a draw to still maintain their spot on top of the table. They are still the number one with, I think, 8 points difference between these two sides. Yeah, but I think with the Champions League for Bayern and Celtic, Bayern went to Celtic, but Celtics home to win against them by 2 goals to 1. And now coming to the Allianz Arena, it's going to be a tough task for Celtic. They might get, I think, a goal, but to win the game or to kick Bayern Munich out of the Champions League is going to be a tough task. It's going to be a tough task. But at the end, I see Bayern Munich, they are going through.
See Bayern Munich going through. Let's see how it is going to happen. See, I forgot to even bring you to the screen, but Simon, Nana Kwame, you beat me for this name. Oh. um, Barcelona, we have been hearing their financial crisis. They even up to a point, it was in the middle of the season. Actually, they were talking about the registration of Daniel Olmo into their club was still a problem. Now they still don't stop the pursuit for the Ghana Spanish darling boy Nico Williams. They still pursue him. Do you think it's possible for the Catalans, the giant, to actually land Nico Williams? Because right now I don't understand what is happening with Barcelona and their financial situation, and they still go for top class players.
I think it's possible to land Nico Williams because um, he is a good friend to Luis Yamal. Is it yeah, Yamal. So
One
I
second.
think yeah,
Um, Riley Taylor is at Ashili Sports, not Ashili Sports TV, combined together at Ashili Sports together. You can continue now.
yeah. So I think it's a move. I think Nico Williams would really be interested in playing for Barca, though he's having a great time with his brother at Athletic Club. But playing for Barca would be something he will really be interested in. And if Barca can push further, I think they'll land him probably before the start of next season. And imagine what an attacking force that will be.
Imagine what an attacking force that will be. So let's see how this is gonna work out because things are really happening for sure. And well, Van Dijk, Virgil Van Dijk fires pressure warning to Liverpool over Premier League title race. Uh, they are saying Arsenal is mounting the pressure to Liverpool, but Van Dijk have finally spoken up about the pressure. What do you make up of that, Eddie?
He's just trying to He is just trying to, I think, motivate his, I think, his colleagues and teammates.
Actually,
He
the screen, you didn't switch it for
I switched it
early.
already. Yeah.
Okay.
he's trying to, motivate his, I think, his teammates, his colleagues. If you are a leader, one thing you have to always show is the leadership skills. Always be ahead. Encourage your boys, encourage your teammates. Even they might be at times they might feel like, oh, we are tired, but such words, such encouragement, will always keep them on their toes, to always fight harder, to always push harder, to push a little bit. And that little bit that they will push will be what will bring them the glory and the win they will be looking for. Now, with 60 points, they are, I think, let me say 70% or 80%. They stand at this chance of winning the trophy or winning the EPL. Arsenal will say blah blah blah. They will be crashing, they will be making noise, but they won't. Even at last season that they were even leading with more than 10 points. What happened? They didn't do anything. So Liverpool, as we know, they will be able to pop out. They won't disgrace us. No, they will just go ahead and win. Salah will motivate the guys. Van Dijk will do so. Alisson and the squad, they will do so. They will just motivate themselves. No, then end of the season, all that Arsenal is doing, yeah, it will turn into emotional tears.
It will turn into personal tears. So let's see. Nana, well, if we talk about Angi Postecoglou, slams critics of Tottenham captain Son Heung-min because he had, like, people are criticizing him. He coming back from the distance. We've not actually seen him that much, and yet he is still like not scoring a lot of goals for sure. And now people are talking much about Song. And last game in particular, he tried a lot, but yet the goal couldn't come. What do you make up of that critics of Song? Do you think they are right to criticize him as his performance? He's given Tottenham top performance, but I just feel like he's a good player. But if he continues to be in Tottenham, we cannot see the kind of player he is in Tottenham. What do you make up of him?
Yeah, that is exactly what is the same situation I put Madison is. I see Madison as someone who can outperform what is in what he's doing, outperform the level at which he's performing in Tottenham. Same as Son. Son is a player of a lot of capabilities. When we've seen what Son can do. So in that regard, I should tell you, Son is being shadowed by the team he is presently and because of the form. And I would also criticize him slightly because, as a leading player or a star player of your team or the face of your team, I should see some energy within you. You should try and, I don't know what is going on in the dressing room, but I know Son to be someone who can, fire up his team. So he should be doing that more often and, taking things into his hands on the pitch too.
Taking things into hands and on the pitch too. Wow. So Ruben, Manchester United is a long-term project for Ruben Amorim. So he deserves time and sympathy, according to the news. Did you really think Amorim deserves time and sympathy at United?
Now the fans, we are a bit patient, because now all those things are not good, but we're a bit patient. But it will get to a point, like it will be full, you know. Now you keep on giving excuses, You keep on saying now, I don't know, everything is not good with Manchester United at the moment. Things
Actually,
are not good, But each and every single day, when he stands in the press or when he stands before the press, he has something that he has to say. Every single moment he stands before the press, he has something to say. But as we the fans, it's patient, gradually, it will be losing. Gradually, it will be losing, So it will be at a point in time, whatever you say again, that you will pay deaf ears to it. So this is the time he has to, try to do something. You know, yeah, this is the moment. You know, because sometimes by the time you realize, it might be too late. If a club or the board want to sack you, it can be a shocking news. You will just wake up one day, they will be like, Amore is no more the head coach of Manchester United. So if it happens that way, what are you going to do? There's no turning point. You know, so as being the manager in the moment, you know, you live in the moment. You make good use of the chances you have. You know, there might not be tomorrow. You know, if there's a game at hand, play to win the game. You focus on the next game. You win the game, then things will continue like that. But if you're saying you need patience, you need time, yeah. Now at the moment, it's everything is still fresh. Yeah, you have the patience that he wants. You can give him whatever you want. But to get to a point, if still the result is not coming, my brother, then I think we will cut ties with him.
Cut ties with him. Let's see. Nana, Pep Guardiola, I know is going to be Real Madrid versus Manchester City in the Bernabeu Sports Stadium Champions League on Wednesday. Pep Guardiola has rated their City chances of winning the winning that game, and guess what he has rated? City has 1% chances of winning that game or qualifying to the next stage of the Champions League. Or what do you make up of his rating? Is it that is just a mind games he's trying to play, or he's being realistic here? Let me know, what do you think about his rating. He said City has 1% chances of winning that game and qualifying to the next stage of the competition.
Is this coming from Guardiola, Pep
Pep
Guardiola?
Guardiola, yes.
Okay. I think it's a mind game. Guardiola is a very smart coach. He's done this before. He comes to press conference before matches and he speaks just to play with. But you can't play mind games with a coach like Ancelotti. No, I don't think that is going to happen. Ancelotti knows what he will do, and he knows how he's going to approach the game. And Ancelotti is also unpredictable. He's unpredictable when it comes to on-field play and on-field tactics, on-field formation. He might start the game. You might think he's defending before you see his attack is on you. So he can say whatever he says, but I don't think he's going to be of any worry to Carlo Ancelotti.
Yeah, he's not going. He's going to. He's not going to be a worry for Carlo Ancelotti. We all know what he's capable of doing, and we all know what he's capable of doing for sure. And this game is going to be a tough game for Manchester City in the Bernabeu Sports Stadium, the University of Football Club, Real Madrid. You think you just go there, and especially when it comes to knockout stages of Champions League, it's not easy to knock Madrid out. The only way City could do is to what? Just bring everything all out in Bernabeu. And I don't think it's going to be a bad football game. Anything can happen. So let's get into the prediction for sure. Champions League football coming your way this weekend, this midweek for sure, Tuesday and Wednesday. And what we do as Ashili Sports prediction is coming your way for sure. And we are going to give it to you, Wutu, for you to go in the midweek, try your luck and see whether you could be able try your luck whether you could be able to win the prediction or not, because every midweek and also weekends we give you that prediction. Sometimes we do get it right, and we have our best five that we always give you at the end of everything. So if you're a football better, if you're a game lover, or you just want to know a winning team in this game, stay tuned, and Eddie, Nana Kwame, and I will be bringing it to you very soon for sure. And probably, if you just join us and you are new, remember to hit the subscription button, like and share the video. Your opinions are highly welcome. In Ashili Sports, fans, your opinions are always welcome, because we don't do it alone. We try to involve you, we try to make you feel at home. Probably we could make this community grow. And when we talk about this community growing, don't wait till it grow finish. You are now coming. No, that would not work. Just come in and let's make it happen together for sure. Eddie, how are you feeling in tomorrow's games?
All right, Champions League is once again some few hours at our doorsteps. We are excited to probably going into the games, watch a couple of them, And tomorrow might be a sad day for some of the clubs. Tomorrow might be their end or their yeah, tomorrow might be their end in the Champions League rally or in the Champions League campaign. It will be sad. But things been said and done. Yeah, for the football fans, we are just excited to probably spend our some hours, behind our televisions in the stadium as well to probably enjoy the games. Yeah.
Okay. So, Nana Kwame, how are you feeling going into this prediction? I know this is your first time of coming into this prediction, and probably we'll guide you your way. Don't worry, it's not something that just tell us what you think. That's all. So, what do you think about going to the prediction?
Of which games in particular?
Champions League games this week, midweek, and then this midweek. So
Yeah,
we'll
I
go
think.
through the game. So don't worry about that. We'll just mention the
Okay,
game.
yeah.
Then we all
So I
give our
think,
verdict of that
I
game.
think, yeah, I think it's the best teams are going to come out. I think the top teams in the Champions League so far are going to qualify and join the rest who have already qualified. When I say the top teams, the big teams, comparing in the fixtures that we have, yeah, are going to prove themselves and qualify for the next stage.
Okay, so let's see teams that will provide themselves or provide to actually them their best to qualify. Eddie, first game of the Champions League tomorrow is AC Milan versus Feyenoord. AC Milan versus Feyenoord. Feyenoord is having an aggregate of one goal.
One
Vict,
zero, yeah,
yes.
one goal.
What do you make up of that game?
They use their home advantage, to win the first leg against AC Milan, you know. And now is if you have one goal advantage, it boosts you, to perform more with the mindset that if you push harder, you might probably qualify. But they might not take it easy. So in this game, I'll probably take double chance for AC Milan. I'll take double chance for AC Milan. Yeah.
Yeah, double chance for AC Milan. And we've been joined by Riley Taylor right now. So, Riley Taylor, I'll come to you very soon. Eddie, Nana Kwame, what do you make up of that game?
Um, hmm. AC Milan is, I don't know why they struggle defensively, but I believe they are going to concede a goal against Feyenoord, and but they would have to win that game. So in terms of winning that game, I don't know their current squad if they have any injuries or not, but conceding a goal against Feyenoord is 100% banker.
100% banker. Riley Taylor, what do you make up of the Champions League game between AC Milan and Feyenoord? Who is going to win?
Well, first, it's lovely to speak to you, Ashili, after all of these years.
Yeah, it's good to speak to you, Riley Taylor. It's been a long while.
It's been what 2 3 years since I spoke.
Yeah. 2 3 years.
Uh, it's too hard to predict who is going to go and win this one, but both of these have sensible belongings of winning games. I'm gonna have to say AC Milan because they are more of a better side than Feyenoord.
Okay, but Feyenoord already won the first leg of 1 goal to nil.
AC Milan's gonna win it.
AC Milan still to win, and they will qualify to the next stage of the competition. Okay, so the next one we are going for next one, and the next one is gonna be Atalanta versus Club Brugge. Also, a goal aggregate of 2-1 in favor of Club Brugge in the first leg. So, Eddie,
All right. Well, they have the Club Brugge have the advantage, the home advantage. They won by 2 goals to 1, and I think during the weekends, Atalanta couldn't utilize in the league. In the Series A, they couldn't win. Things
I
are very
remember
difficult.
they benched some players for that game
Yeah,
because
they
that
best
game
and
is
play, but
really
things
important.
things are tough for them. You best and play, but you lost in the Champions League against Club Brugge, and you still best and play. But since they are playing at home, they still stand a better chance of winning to qualify to the stage or to the next stage of the competition. So I'll take them to win this game. Yeah, to win. So straight win for Atalanta. I still stand on Atalanta winning the game.
Okay. So Nana Kwame, Atalanta, Club
Atalanta
Brugge.
has also been a surprise lately because they seemed to be in form, and just like Chelsea, they seem to be holding their ground in the top four, and probably favorites to one of the favorites to win the um league sorry, the Italian league. But recently, it's all of a sudden their team is off balance, and
But
things are
remember,
not
they are
going their way.
also Europa League champions.
Yeah, and things are not really going for them. So um but I see them coming back in this game, getting the win, and probably it might go into extra time, and Atlanta will come out victorious.
Raleigh Taylor,
Oh,
Atalanta versus Club Brugge.
Atalanta, they know they've gone far this competition,
Mhm.
but they're going to have to win against Club Brugge. I'm going to say Atalanta.
Atlanta, okay. So next one, the next one we have Bayern Munich versus Celtic,
Oh,
and Bayern
Block,
Munich versus Celtic, and
blockbuster.
yeah, company
Yeah,
has just complained about Hurricane injury, whether he'll be able to involve against Celtic. Eddie, your makeup, what's your score line on that one or your prediction?
Harry Kane has been one of the top strikers for at Bayern Munich. Since his arrival in Bayern Munich, he has been successful over there. And in this game, since with the injury surrounding him, he is now. We are still not sure that whether he will be part or he won't be part. But I'm still sure that since Bayern were able to win against Celtic in the first leg, they will still go ahead. They're not going to lose in the Allianz Arena. They will go ahead and win the game in the Allianz Arena. Tomorrow is a straight win for Bayern.
A
Yeah.
straight win for Bayern. Nana Kwame.
yeah, I agree with Eddie.
No, you don't
Bayern.
need to. In this position, you don't agree or you say your mind.
But what if my mind, my opinion is similar?
Okay,
So
okay.
yeah, so basically Bayern is going to handle business. I think this question was even asked earlier on. Bayern
Yeah.
was is going to handle business in Allianz Arena, with or without the absence of
Oh,
um
Harry Kane.
Hurricane. So it's as simple as it is. Yeah.
So, Riley Taylor,
I'm saying Bayern Munich. Harry Kane's been prolific.
Bayern Munich. Okay. So let's see. The next game for sure we have which game again? Benfica versus
Benfica
Monaco.
Monaco.
Benfica winning away from home in the first leg and now playing at home. Eddie,
I think tomorrow's game, the home teams here have the advantage. They have the upper hand because if you check all the games that you've spoken of, they were on their first leg. They went away
Oh,
and they were able to use their They were able to use all their power, like all their strength, to get a win. So coming back home with such leads, I'm not sure that they will just play in front of their fans and just give out that opportunity or that chance to qualify. So tomorrow I see how do you call it? Benfica or winning against Monaco. Although Monaco is good, don't get me wrong, they are good. On a good day, they can surprise Benfica. But Benfica tomorrow, I want to see Benfica tomorrow win against them with the advantage. If they were able to win from away, they can still do it in front of their fans. So tomorrow Hey, Benfica, you my Vita marking me. Yeah, let's go, Vita.
Nana Kwame.
I'm going to say Benfica as well. They got a fantasy they can't afford to slip
Yeah,
up.
Riley Taylor, what? You're going to take Benfica?
Yep.
Okay.
Benfica.
All right.
Yeah,
So Nana
yeah.
Kwame.
Benfica is all the way. They are going to handle business back at home. I don't see Monaco coming back into this game. So Benfica is going to qualify in any which way possible.
So Benfica is going to qualify in any way possible. But then Wednesday Champions League, Dortmund hosting Sporting CP, where they already won the first leg away from home by 3 goals to nil. Nana Kwame, who is going to win that game? And what's your
Dortmund has
scoreline prediction?
Dortmund has handled business already. So
No,
I
sometimes you
think
can give odds. So sometimes we give odds. So if you can give odds, you give.
so going into this game, they are not going to be of so much energy. They are going to play this game in a relaxed manner because they have other games in their German league to handle. So I think it's not going to be a game of goals. Probably one or two goals will be enough. And yeah, it's not going to be a game of so much goals. Less than three goals, definitely.
Less than 3 goals for sure. Uh, Eddie,
There's a lot tomorrow. We have to expect a lot in the Borussia Dortmund Sports Stadium. If one of the surprising things after they won against Sporting in the first leg by 3 goals to 0, they came in their domestic league. They play against Bochum, their neighbors, to lose 2 goals to 0. Just traveling like it's not even up to 20 minutes. From Dortmund to Bochum, it's not even up to 20 minutes. Playing against your rival and losing 2 goals to 0. That means if things are not, if they don't attend to business tomorrow, the probability, because Sporting is one of the clubs, although after, let me say, the absence of Amore, things haven't been all that good for them. But on a good day, Sporting stand a chance of surprising Borussia Dortmund. So tomorrow, I say double chance. I'll go double chance for Sporting. Double chance for Sporting. Although they were able to win, but Dortmund were able to win against them 3 goals to 0. But tomorrow, double chance for Sporting.
wow. Riley Taylor,
Sporting.
Dortmund. Okay, let's see. Next game on Wednesday, we have PSG versus Brest. Last time out, Brest couldn't handle PSG very well. It was just Brest was able to just knock PSG by one, but PSG was too stronger to come against Brest by 2 goals to 1. Riley Taylor, what do your scoreline prediction of Brest
PSG to win it.
PSG? Okay. Uh, Nana Kwame.
Yeah, PSG is going to handle business as well. Um,
Yes.
Probably at minimum two
A
goals
win. Okay, so a win and PSG scoring 2 goals. Yeah, PSG
minimum.
win and 2 goals. Okay, and Eddie.
Yeah, straight win for PSG with as Paris Saint-Germain and also over 2.5 in that game.
Okay,
Yeah, over 2.5 and straight win for PSG.
all right. So let's see. PSV Eindhoven versus Juventus. That game ended 2-1 in favor of Juve in Italy. Eddie.
Yeah, all right. So in that game, I think Juve had the job done by winning 2 goals to 1. But PSV is one of the, I think, tough side in the Eredivisie, that's the Netherlands league. So tomorrow is going to be a tough. It's going to be a very very tough game. If you talk of one of the clubs who score huge margin of goals, if you are playing against PSV, anytime there are both teams to score, they are always scoring. If you score against them, they will also try to probably pull some goals back. So tomorrow is going to be a very very difficult task for PSG. But I still hope that PSG, Juventus, probably go ahead and win the game.
Riley
Yeah,
Taylor.
but both teams to score though. Both teams to score is a good option.
Okay,
But yeah,
PSV to win it.
PSV is winning. Nana Kwame.
Yeah, Juventus is going to qualify
Juventus is
and
gonna
move on to the
qualify.
next stage. Yeah.
Okay, Juventus is gonna qualify. Then next game we have uh, next game we have Real Madrid versus Manchester City. That's what
I'm going to say Real Madrid to go through.
come again, right, Taylor?
Going to say Real Madrid to come through.
Real Madrid to come through. Okay. Do you think Pep Guardiola 1% is enough? Pep Guardiola said Manchester City has 1% chances of winning or qualifying to the next stage of the competition. Was he right?
Um, Still saying Real Madrid to win.
Okay. Nana Kwame.
Yeah, Madrid is going to, go through no matter what the results. I think City are going to come out in this game to try and improve themselves or try to get back the tally on a level ground, but it's going to be dangerous doing that in the Bernabeu. So I think a draw between both teams would allow Madrid to go through.
Okay. So the draw in or both. Well, let's see. Let's see what is going to happen. Eddie, last game. Premier Manchester
Oh,
City.
it's tomorrow. It's a done deal for Real Madrid. They are not. They won't
It's only
disappoint.
2-1. You people are saying as if like
Yeah.
You are saying we
Yeah,
should give Fred our
yeah.
predictions. We are giving, why are you
okay,
complaining?
okay.
Yeah, Smith, the first leg, let me remind you, the first leg ended 3 goals to 2. City, Real Madrid came through to win the game by 3 goals to 2. And tomorrow, playing in the Bernabeu as positive as the University of Champions League, Real Madrid, they won't disappoint the football fans. They won't disappoint the football world. They will probably
Oh,
go ahead and win against Manchester City. As easy
they,
as that. Job done. Tomorrow they are
job
making.
done. They will
Yeah.
disappoint. They will not disappoint like Manchester United. They will not disappoint like Chelsea. And they will not also disappoint like which team again? Dortmund, yeah.
If they fail to do so, is their own cup. If they fail to do so, is their own cup of tea. Actually.
So, guys, this is the end of our prediction for sure. And if you just join us and you are new, remember, hey, it's Ashili Sports. Hit the subscription button, like and share the video. And remember, Riley Taylor. Now he changed the this name. Papa, I can't even
Yeah,
remember.
yes, since we last spoke, actually, we've
Yeah.
moved studios, we've moved homes since we've last spoke, so a lot has
Okay.
changed.
So guys, if you just join us and you are new, remember to hit the subscription button, like and share the video, and your opinions are highly, highly welcome. This is the end of our live show for sure, and we'll be bringing you this every Monday at this time. So keep in touch, and probably we'll always be in touch. And thank you very much for watching. Thank you very much for your time. And Raleigh Taylor, once again, thank you very much for joining, and thank you very much for being concerned about our channel. We are also concerned about you because Eddie has been asking me a lot. But then,
There
hey,
you go.
ciao.
There you go. Actually, we are gonna. I'm gonna get you back on my channel as soon as possible.
Yeah, just wait.